Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. And this is an amazing time because we have an amazing guest. Everybody, a virtual round of applause for the award-winning international variety burlesque performer, live event, and host and coach, Vixen Deville.
That's me! Yay! I give myself my round of applause. Look at it. It's a round because it's in the circle of applause. Hey. These are the jokes. That's it. It's all downhill.
It's all downhill. Oh, butterscotch. All right. So, like I said, to follow this amazing lady, make sure to follow her at Vixen Deville on the Instagram. Currently, what is available is a year-level pro pathway commit burlesque performer class. So you want to go ahead and get enrolled in that today. So make sure to look in that. And then also she has her other class, Vixen Deville's Reveals Solo. So that's kind of
a solo show. That's not a class. That's my solo show, which you can come and see in LA. It's I premiered it in 2018. It went on tour 2019 and 21, and now it's coming back to LA. So take a trip out to LA, February 28th, and come and see my solo show, Vixen Deville Revealed.
Take two. All right. Okay, so let's go to the honor segment. This is where I honor guests. Now, if I had a bunch of money and everything, and if I was a rich man, I'm sure we'd have animation and, little kitty cats jumping and golden fountains and whatnot. But, we're... So this is just Dan-A-Plooza, so I have to honor you the old-fashioned way. And so we here at Dan-A-Plooza want to honor Vixen Deville. We know she's a very skilled performer from the Instagram reels and pictures. We like to thank her for devoting time because she's a very, very busy woman. We'd like to thank her because she is someone who really cares and is a very good person. So we like to honor her. Very beautiful. So we honor the amazing, talented Vixen Deville.
Thank you. I take it. I shower in it. I breathe it in.
Oh, you bathing.
Bathing in it. Yes. Soaking it up.
Alrighty. So that is the honor segment. All right. So now we are shifting gears and we are moving to the next part of the show. And we are going to roll the dice and it's going to be ladies' choice. So since it is ladies' choice, and I feel like saying ladies' choice. All right.
I want to sing ladies' night, but
yes, it's ladies' night.
What a night!
What a night! Oh, what a night! Ooh. So since it is ladies' night for this night, you can choose. Do you want to do questions, impressions, or do you want to do a mixed bag of impression, question?
I want to do a mixed bag. The mixed variety is the spice of life. There you go.
Alrighty. And which part of the bag do you want first? Do you want the question or do you want the impression first?
I want the impression first.
All right. Well, we're going to spin from our wheel here and see what we land on.
Spin it.
It's spinning.
We don't see it spinning. You could be cheating over there. We have no idea what's going on camera. You've probably written the same thing on it 12 times.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain here.
Don't pay attention to the non-spinning wheel.
Okay, so it landed on a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yay!
Okay, are you ready?
Yes. Hit me.
All right, and here we go. Ooh, ooh. I gotta pick out a Christmas tree. Which Christmas tree can I pick? I'll pick this one over here. It just needs a little bit of love. Charlie Brown, did you pick this Christmas tree? It is actually atrocious. I can't believe you picked such a stupid tree. It just needs a little bit of love. All right.
Hey! Peppermint Patty would be proud.
I always thought if I was anybody and they're like, who would I be for Charlie Brown Christmas? I'm like, can I be Snoopy and just chill?
Yeah. Yeah. I've always said Lucy, but I think I'd just rather be Woodstock and just chill out. But I guess I'd get attacked a lot. I don't know. I feel like I'd had fun hiding.
But all right, so let's get to a question. So what was your first burlesque act you performed?
My first burlesque act that I performed, technically the first one I did, was a piece I'd worked on at university before I knew what burlesque was. And you had to hold, basically for the thing I was doing, you had to hold the audience's attention for 5 to 10 minutes. And I said to my tutor, I want to be in control of the audience. I don't want it to be a monologue where they could just not pay attention. I want to be able to be in control of the audience and interact with them so that I can actually break that fourth wall. And, so it was this story kind of like Rocky Horror where the audience interact with the narrator. It was like that. I was telling this story and I'd get the audience to do sound effects. And so that was what I actually did as my first audition for burlesque, because I was like, I feel like I can't sing, I can't dance, I'm terrified of stripping, but I know I want to do this. But here's this like interactive vaudeville style act that I can do. And so I did that for my audition. And so in the first troupe I was with, I did all the group numbers, but my first solo act in that show was this act where I basically pointed at audience and made them do the sound effects and like controlled them. And no clothes came off, which was great for me because I was terrified to take clothes off. Technically, that was my first burlesque act. And if you want to go, which is the first one where you took clothes off, I guess that would be my fire act was my first legit burlesque act where I actually took something off on stage.
There you go.
Yeah. There's a double answer.
Daily double. So do you want to ask me a question?
Yes. What's my question going to be? If you were going to do a burlesque act, what would it be? Either what song, what character, or what clothing? Or all three?
First of all, someone has given me a burlesque name before.
Yes.
It's been called Dunkalicious Dan.
Yes, please.
And so I guess I have to come out with some donuts, or something like
Absolutely.
that. I think if eventually if I end up like in an inflatable donut, like at the end of the act,
Yes.
I think I'd have to come out with some boxes, and then the boxes could also be tip boxes, and could do that. But I think swing around and then end up in the inflatable Dunkin' Donut,
I love it. Yes. Dunkalicious Dan and his Dunkin' Donuts. Yes.
It's going to be brought to you by.
I feel like you could be the donut and you just keep dipping it into coffee. And every time another bit falls off. Every time it gets nibbled off.
I will tell you, I had some of the most delicious donuts back in October at Krispy Kreme. I drove an hour and 20 minutes to get Ghostbuster themed donuts at Krispy Kreme.
Yes.
And I didn't think that they were going to have them because the people were ordering in front of me. However you count in line, is there going to be enough for me? So as I'm getting closer to the line, the lady to take my order just goes away. She just walks away. So I'm like, I guess I work here now because my mom put the hat on me. So I guess I work at Krispy Kreme part time, and so I'll just take
I
them.
work here now.
Well, and the competition was the person in front of me, and then the person at the drive-through.
Right. Yes.
So I got some of the last ones, and there was one that was Slimer, and it had a lemon taste. It was like green and lemon.
Okay.
And then the gold, the orange sprinkled one, and there was one that was cookies and cream. So imagine like almost like an Oreo on the donut.
Mm-hmm.
Now they ran out of the Stay Puft Marshmallow. And like I got there at 1, and they're like, "We're not making them." And I'm like, "I'll go make them."
Oh yeah, stand back. Yes, I think because I don't know if you know, I did a Stay Puft burlesque act, and
Oh,
yeah, it was like one of my newest acts and one of my favorite ones. And
I
my
love
friend
it.
sent me a photo of the Stay Puft donuts from Krispy Kreme. I was like, "It's me."
All right, should we do another impression?
Yes, please. Spin. Wait. Spin that wheel.
All right. It is Christmas with the Cranks.
Which I have not seen. So this is my first experience of this film. So
Yep.
you have to do it proud.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. This year, we're skipping Christmas. We're not going to do it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fly to Fiji. Oh, we can't. Our plane is delayed. Oh, our daughter's coming home. So how are we going to get Christmas? We want Frosty. We want Frosty. All right. I'll go get him. I'm sorry. Are you getting that last canned ham? Yes. Give me the ham. Just give me the ham. All right. So there we go.
I never need to see the film. I've seen it now. That's it.
It's like Tim Allen goes in the tanning bed and then he comes out orange.
Oh, perfect. Yes. I know exactly what the film is now.
Yeah. And like he's trying to drink and he's all and it's still like, like falling down because he overdid it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right. Let me see. What is one of your favorite burlesque acts in person and one in virtual?
Of other people's?
Of yourself.
Of myself. Oh my gosh. My favorite burlesque act in person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's so many options. Hmm. I think. Oh God, I need to like narrow it down as to why. Well, let's go with Stay Puft because it's my most recent one. I think. Tinkerbell was recent. Stay Puft I really like because there's so many elements to it. It's I edited the music. It has so many different mashups of the Ghostbusters theme song with other songs from the 80s and 90s.
Oh,
so
wow.
Right? Oh my God, every song that you loved from the 80s and 90s is basically in this track. And so it's not just, I love that it kind of goes against expectation. It's not just, oh, it's the Ghostbusters theme tune. It's like I spent like a whole couple of nights editing this track. And then I wanted to come on stage and like pop I wanted to be like white balloons and then pop them. I was like, well, it feels a bit done before. So I wanted to like have a balloon reveal. So I come on with a big Stay Puft outfit and then strip out of that into the balloons. And I pop the balloons, and underneath that is this like drippy silicone bikini that I had made specially for me by a
wow.
Yeah, Volpinic Vestments. Volpinic, I think. Oh my God, they do amazing work. I saw them on Instagram like 7 or 8 years ago. I was like, I'm keeping them in my like peripheral because I know I'm going to need their services at some point. I made the entire mascot head. I've never made mascot heads before.
Oh, wow.
This act, I think it took me about 2 or 3 years to create. So then I wanted to have the Ghostbusters dolls actually physically like pop the balloons with their little.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought these dolls and added little like extension things to them. But then I'm like, well, I want the dolls to be a reveal. So then I built a whole revolving fucking building for this. So it was just this whole, it's like a whole set piece, you know, like if it's
Oh
in
wow.
so I love it. I don't take the head off the whole time. And I don't even go down to pasties because it's like I don't even need to because it's
Yeah.
so involved. So yeah, that's been one of my most fun newest acts. And then virtual.
Wow.
Virtual, I think has to be I think the spider one. I think you recently saw the spider one. So
Yes.
we just connected because it's just I don't think it's really possible in person. Like it would be possible, but for people who haven't seen it, I knit this dress out of elastic.
Oh yeah.
Elastics, not elastic bands, but like elastic, and there's like an aerial rig, and I'm a black widow spider basically, and I dance around in this aerial rig, and the dress unravels and becomes a spider's web, and I took 2 weeks to knit this dress on a mannequin.
Oh wow.
Like it was like 12 years ago. I was like, I have this like act. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Spent 2 weeks knitting this dress on this mannequin, thinking I hope it fits me. I kept running out of elastic. It took 150 yards of elastic, and then it was a one take one. Well, not one take, but it was like I could only unravel this dress once, and it took 6 hours to film it.
Wow.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite virtual acts.
That's insane.
That's dedication.
Yes, indeed. Do you have a question for me, or do you?
Ooh, next question for you is is it burlesque related or is it just anything?
You could do anything. Some people want to know my performance background. Some people want to know my artist background. Some people want to know some of my favorite guests. Some people want to know how much longer I'm going to keep doing this. So I get asked a lot of different things.
So I have an idea. So in line with the idea of, I came up with the spider act like 12 years ago, but because I didn't know about that, we didn't do virtual back then. I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm ever going to make this act because I don't have the ability and the tools. Is there an artistic idea or a project or something that you kind of always wanted to work on or create or put out in the world, but it hasn't happened yet because of budget, knowledge, skill, availability, time, whatever? Like there's something in your head that isn't out in the world yet.
Yeah, there's my next show, and it's dealing with painting animals. It's like a safari kind of show.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna paint a different animal because I have artistic background, but I would wear like kind of like a jungle shirt and like a hat and everything, and I'd be like, this is today's animal, and like, I would just paint that and talk about the animal. They'd be like short segments. There's that show I've kicked around, and then there's the Fear series that I also thought about doing, which is like coming face to face with fear in art. Like, let's say you're afraid of a shark, and then like there's a painting of that, and then like a way to deal with that, so it's like mind challenging, from that, and I would wear like a very black shirt and like very black pants, like almost like a turtleneck, and it would be like kind of a bit more dark. So I don't know if people would like that, but the colors would be really bright. So
yeah, okay, I like that.
So yeah, there's the Fear series and the art with animals. That's the other.
Would you have that whole oh god, I forget his name.
Steve Irwin?
No, the British guy, Attenborough, and he's like, here we have the little snake. Pulls out and he talks like this, and he's very. Or would you be like Bob Ross, like, hey, there's a lion. Everyone needs a lion.
I feel like I'd be myself somewhat animated into that.
You just be you.
Yeah, I would be myself, but there would be animal, and I'd probably make like the animal sounds, and it would just be very hokey, and I think it would be really fun to just do that and get back to my artistic roots.
Yeah. What's your favorite animal sound to make?
Let me see. I used to do a whale sound.
I want to hear the whale sound.
And then my favorite animal is the giraffe.
Ooh, I love giraffes.
Yes.
So fascinating. Yes. At London Zoo, I was like, I want to see the giraffes. They're just like, I don't know. I don't know why they're so fascinating. I love them.
I will tell you, in North Carolina, there is a zoo, and it's called Zootastic. And they have like an old barn, and the wood opens like this, so it kind of reminds you very much of the Ark,
Oh, I thought we were like Jurassic Park, but no.
No, but like Noah's Ark, where the so I was feeding the giraffe, and I went to turn, and the giraffe licked me, so I felt the tongue all the way up my back, and he almost like ripped my shirt off, like
how big is a giraffe tongue? Like, what are we talking?
like probably like that,
Oh.
and it went like all the way, like it went, and then I was like this, just feeding the carrots, but I worried because some of the shirt was in his mouth that he was gonna rip my shirt, like my tank top, and like I was gonna have to go to the souvenir shop and buy another one,
That's how they make their money. They're like, yeah, go feed giraffes.
Yeah, and then I'd have like a half top because all they have is like little baby shirts,
That's their plan. Evil
So,
zoos.
I worried about the giraffe, and the other time when I was with another animal, I had a water buffalo, and I was feeding it from the car. So I'm feeding the water buffalo, and I'm feeding the cow. Feeding the cow, cow's head gets stuck right in the window because of that. So he's like breathing on my chest. So, and he's got horns. So I have to tilt him a certain way, push him out of the car, Meanwhile, there's snot and all that, so I'm pushing him out. And like, what was the other one? Oh, it was funny because I just fed an ostrich like a few months ago.
They're vicious.
And so he was all like peck and like, just throwing some of the food. He throws it in my car. He throws it, he's just pecking. And so here comes this little potbelly pig, and he's just, and like, the ostrich is all like, hissing and everything. And the pig does not care. Like the pig is still coming and like eating the food like right next to him. Like,
why is there an ostrich and a pig in the same like enclosure? How did that happen?
So what it is it's a drive-through safari, and so the animals roam the land.
Oh, they just roam free.
Yeah, they roam free. So the ostrich came because I have a food bucket. So he's pecking, and then he's just throwing stuff. Well, here comes little Mr. Potbelly Pig waddling, and the ostrich is all hissing and everything, and the pig does not care. The pig comes all the way up to my car, is like still eating the ostrich, and like you literally see the pig go, so what, like he's still eating everything on the ground. He doesn't care. And so as I'm driving, I go, that'll do, pig. And like
that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yep.
No.
All right. Do you want to hear do you want me to spin the wheel, or do you want to pick from the wheel?
I want to pick from the wheel. I want to hear you do one that I know.
Well, it was funny because I just did a TikTok from the Year Without Santa Claus, Snow Miser, and Heat Miser before I was talking to you. And so I didn't know if you knew that one.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's a good one. And then someone had me do Rudolph the other day, but I can do the Grinch, Die Hard, Nightmare Before Christmas, Scrooge, Home Alone. Everyone had me do Home Alone the other day.
Have you done Gremlins yet? Because I know that's on the wheel. Or do you not?
I've done Gremlins, but yeah, you can pick. I'll let you...
Gremlins. Let's sit back for a bit of Gremlin time.
Okay, alrighty. So let's get. Sometimes I get banned on the TikTok for some of my singing and whatnot.
Why are you being banned for your singing?
I don't. They said this isn't the artist.
Oh, because you're copying the song and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so ridiculous.
It's so funny, but it's like for Tim Burton, but like when I sang up for the pinup girls and I did Spice Girls, they're like, that seems legitimate. There was like no debate.
Of course.
All right, ready?
Gremlin time.
All right, and here we go. So, you want Magwai? Yes. How much is the Magwai? Oh, not for sale. Please, it's for my son for Christmas. Oh, you get something else. What's his name, Dad? Gizmo. Oh, no, Bella. Remember, there's a certain rules of instruction, son. Don't feed him after midnight. Don't get him wet. All right, you want me to keep going?
No, but the Mogwai voice was the best. That's my favorite thing.
There's a TikTok of me as Gizmo going through the movie theater, and I'm like, excuse me, Gizmo coming through, excuse me, and I'm like, oh, bright light. I need some popcorn. I dropped my good and plenties.
That's gonna be your burlesque act. You have to do the Gizmo and like, the voice. That's gonna be it. And then you'll strip from like the furry one into like the grizzly scene.
I actually have met Mark Dobson, who was the Gremlin puppeteer from Gremlins, and he signed my trading card. And I met the guy who played Billy from Gremlins, but the whole time he was also another character from Star Wars. And if you really want a funny interaction, because I met celebrities before I started doing this show, you should watch where I met Jonas Sutamo, who is Chewbacca in Star Wars. And he gets requested to do Chewbacca for like the wedding, like sing the wedding song.
Oh my god.
And he's like,
oh, and that's his life now. That's like, this is my life.
And so when he met Harrison Ford, he's like, yeah, when you were making Star Wars, I was a baby. And he goes, I don't know if I can work with this Chewie. But yeah, it's funny because Jonas, he does Chewbacca, and then I do Yoda in our conversation. And I'm like, wedding voice, good voice.
Love it.
Oh yeah. So, okay, you want to do one more question?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit me.
As a coach, what advice do you give as a burlesque performer just starting out?
Ooh, my advice to a burlesque performer just starting out is to really spend time exploring and finding your style and making art for you. Because I find a lot of people who just start out, they get obsessed with, I've got to get booked, I've got to be on stage, I've got to get booked. And they end up creating acts very quickly to spec of like, oh, well, there's a Valentine's Day show, there's an 80s show, there's a Star Wars themed show. And they'll quickly put together an act for the show, for the producer to book them and for what the audience is expecting them, without any thought about what their brand or their artistry is themselves. So create your first act for you. Don't worry about what the audience want. Don't worry about what the producer wants. Don't worry about what the booker wants. Create the act for you. You're an artist making the painting for you, sculpting the thing for you, writing the song for yourself. Make that act for you, what fires you up, what brings you joy, and then book it. It's like, I'm going to make my painting first, and then I'll find a gallery to view it in. And the more that you do that, the more you're going to find Oh, I'm a comedy performer. Oh, I'm a political performer. Oh, I'm all about elaborate costumes. And you'll find your vibe so that then when people are booking you for the Star Wars show, the 80s show, the whatever show, you're then going to filter that through your brand and your style. So if someone says to me, "Hey, can you come and do a Christmas act?" It's not going to be like cutesy Santa baby. It's either going to
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, outstanding, amazing, over the top costume, or it's going to be like comedy, dark, fucking gory, crazy eyed, fucking, you know, taking you hostage for Christmas because you're my present. Like you kind of know what you get with Vixen Deville now. But if you don't have time to explore that and do that for yourself, you're never going to find it. And you're going to then have 20, 30 mediocre-ish forgettable acts. Whereas if you just create your first 4, like, these are my signature go-to, I love performing them, I can't wait to tell you about it, I've upgraded the costume, I've worked hard on our choreography, I've added bits and tweaked it until it is like my favorite act. I can't wait to put this on stage. And if you can't wait to put your act on stage and share it with people, then you're doing something wrong. And that's what I want everyone to feel, that amazing feeling of like the way I talked about my Stay Puft Act. Like, I can't wait to tell you about this. That's how you should be able to feel about at least 4 of your acts that are your main signature acts. So that's my big advice.
There you go. Do you want to do? You want me to do one more impression before I leave?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. What would you like?
Home Alone, please.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
And here we go. I can't believe I made my family disappear. Kevin! So, what we're going to do here, Mom, is we're going to go from each house and we're going to go ahead and steal everything because nobody will be home at Christmas time. Why do you look like a chicken? Harry! Don't move. All right. There we go.
You didn't do the hands.
Oh. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for here on Dan-A-Plooza. Tune in to Tuesday where we're going to have a women's wrestling panel. So everyone stay tuned and have a good night and happy holidays.